So Tantra said sex is sacred because everything's sacred. And sex can be a method to evolve yourself, to learn more about love, to ascend to higher consciousness, to actually experience the divine. And the dualistic people said, sex is wrong, bad, the body's bad, heaven is in the future somewhere. Tantra is like, heaven's in the future right now. I'm the one who can't see that. I'm the one who can't see that everything's perfect right now, because my mind is busy going, I don't know if I like those shoes that person is wearing, and I don't know if it's too noisy, or whatever we do, our minds are always constantly chattering, because that's how we've been raised in most Western cultures, to be always finding out what's wrong. That's helpful the mind is very helpful if you're doing math, or you're trying to clean the house and get the dirt out, because dirt you don't want. But it's not necessarily a helpful way to find love. So we have been taught to look for love in this sort of way of right and wrong. Swipe left or right. And I don't know about you, but I started finding myself becoming less and less of a loving person the more I was in the Western dating scene. Because I started getting pickier and pickier, use that word picky. There's this great doctor named Pat Love. Her name is actually Love. She's a PhD psychologist. She said, if you're single and you don't want to be, there's 3 reasons. Picky, picky, picky. So anyway, I found myself becoming very judgmental. So think about it. Almost everyone in this room has evolved to the place where you're not really prejudiced anymore against people of color, people's sexual orientation, people's, what else did people used to be, and a lot of people still are very prejudiced about. But we get into the dating world, we're suddenly super prejudiced about looks, weight, age, body shape. Suddenly we become little terrorists about how unloving we are. At least I did. I had a list of exactly what I was looking for, and if you weren't that, don't waste my time. And that I would consider to be a very unloving attitude. And what I found as I was putting together what I had learned at the ashram with trying to navigate the dating world, which, as I confess, I was really a disaster at, I started putting it together. The reason I wasn't attracting love, I was attracting guys who were half loving because I was half loving. You cannot attract at a frequency you're not at. So if you're not finding love, I would ask you to ask yourself, are you loving enough to attract love? I wasn't. I didn't realize that. But I was treating men, people, unlovingly. If you didn't meet up to this certain criteria, trash. And you hear this, you hear people getting home from dates going, oh my God, I had to waste time with this person. Okay? So as I started treating the dating process as everyone I meet is an opportunity to learn more about love, the closer I started getting to finding a person who radiated a level of love, because my frequency was getting higher. And as it got higher, then I was able to attract someone very loving. You can listen to me and think that that's interesting, but I'm going to lead you through some exercises where hopefully you can experience if that's true for you. So Osho said, what is Tantra? When someone asked him, he said this, I love this quote, he said, Tantra is the science of transforming ordinary lovers into soulmates. And that is the grandeur of Tantra. It can transform the whole earth. It can transform each couple into soulmates. So Tantra actually has methods that essentially anyone could be your soulmate. In practice, that's not really true. But if you can bring the quality of love to any encounter, you can find love there. So we're going to do some exercises in here. You can listen to me say it, but it doesn't really mean that much until we actually practice it. So I put it all together. I wrote this book, Tantric Dating, which has been, much to my surprise, a girlfriend sent me an email and said, did you know that your book has been named by Book Authority one of the best dating books of all time? Thank you. I was pretty surprised. and it's a bestseller on Amazon. And so I decided I wrote Tantric Mating, and there's going to be a third one called Tantric Relating. It's a trilogy, and they're actually both bestsellers now on Amazon. So if you're interested, and then I developed this workshop out of it, out of what I learned how to find love through a tantric method of finding everything right, everything sacred. What's the message in this? How can I see this person in front of me as divinity?